Our sit-downs with the godfathers of Wall Street continue with a man who spent 30 years purchasing and selling distressed companies. Soon after, Asher Edelman chronicled his strategy by teaching a course at Columbia entitled Corporate Raiding: The Art of War. Then after leaving Wall Street, he made his mark on high-end investing and established Edelman Arts in New York City. He joins us here at the NASDAQ. Asher, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
You say that we are currently in a recession. Every Fed official who speaks to us tells us we are not in a recession. What are they missing?
I think it's pretty straightforward. The average American has not had an increase in pay in 15 years, but things have cost more in the marketplaces. He has been in a recession for 15 years. Nothing's changed for him. Up at the top, we're not in a recession, but 80% of the Americans have been in a recession for at least 15 years.
So how does that translate into investing, into the stock market? Is it that it's a recession that seems like nobody realizes we are in one, and certainly nobody realizes we've been in one for 15 years?
Who is your nobody?
I think the broader investing public. If you polled anybody on the street or anybody on this desk here.
It sounds like you're talking more about financial oppression than you are an economic decline. I mean, I get the fact that a lot of people aren't doing as well because structurally society isn't rewarding them maybe the way they should. I'm not going to get into that.
That's a social issue. I'm talking about money and economics. People can buy less for what they have now than they could 15 years ago. In their lives, that's a recession.
Let's move on to the presidential elections. I'm curious, we're asking everybody essentially, who you think the best candidate for the economy would be?
Bernie Sanders.
Without a doubt. Why is that?
No question. Well, I think it's quite simple again. If you look at something called velocity of money, you guys know what that is, I presume. Mm-hmm. That means how much gets spent and turns around. When you have the top 1% getting money, they spend 5–10% of what they earn. When you have the lower end of the economy getting money, they spend 100 or 110% of what they earn. As you've had a transfer of wealth to the top and a transfer of income to the top, you have a shrinking consumer base, basically, and you have a shrinking velocity of money. Mm-hmm. Bernie is the only person out there who I think is talking at all about both fiscal stimulation and banking rules that will get the banks to begin to generate lending again as opposed to speculation.
Okay.
So from an economic point of view, it's straightforward.